can waffle in.
Okay, ready?
Shh. Hello and welcome to Paranormal Perspectives. Today we're going to be talking about our paranormal perspectives, but not only our paranormal perspectives, our perspectives on Borley Rectory. Apparently the most
haunted house in England.
Yeah, that's the one. And it's quite near to us, so that's kind of scary.
How near?
Down the road from me, mate. I'll tell you that, about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
But it's quite near. Like, definitely from where I live, probably about 20 minutes. But yeah. Renowned as one of the most haunted destinations in all of Britain, Borley Rectory, constructed in 1862 in the village of Borley, Essex, has become hugely known for the chilling paranormal activity that had unfolded there many years ago and allegedly continues to.
I mean, you went there, does it? Is it still?
It was scary, but I think when you go to a place like that and everyone's hyped it up about it being scary, of course you're going to be scared. I didn't see any ghosts, but it was scary because first of all it was dark. Things are scary in the dark anyway.
What time did you go?
It was like January 2022 or 2023. 2022, and it was, I think we must have got there about 8ish, 9ish and left at about 10:30, 11.
So pretty late.
So yeah, and also it was January,
spooky.
so it would have been dark by 4 or 5 anyway. But when you go to a place like that, and everyone's hyped it up to be so scary, of course you're going to be scared whether you see a ghost or not.
That's true.
Yeah. Have you got any more facts
Wow.
about when it was built?
No. No. It was constructed
What I'm
in
talking about.
1862, but only a year later, apparently, locals heard footsteps coming from the house, which, I
So
mean, I
it's
think it's pretty average.
It was constructed in 1862.
Yeah, and apparently the paranormal activity started just a year later.
Just a year later, so it hadn't started when it was constructed. Just all of a sudden happened. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I
A
guess
year
so.
later.
Where'd the
So-
ghost come from?
So for a year, there was
Yeah.
nothing there.
Well, I don't know. That's just the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
Well,
And with Borley Rectory, there have been films and books made about it, apparently. That's what, when you Google it up, films and books come up. Well, unless there's definitely a documentary or a film.
I saw.
Don't know about a book, but definitely film and documentary.
Well, as I was researching into it, I think one of the first sightings occurred in 1900 when the daughters of the first vicar spotted a figure towards the end of the garden.
So this was built in 1862,
Yeah.
but the first sighting happened in 1900. So that's,
I don't know if that's the first
but if
sighting.
that is
exactly.
true, that's 38 years after it was built, if I'm getting the maths right. So that's crazy.
The sightings that these girls saw could have been brushed off quite easily as just them making up a story. I mean, it's in the 1900s. It's
Yeah,
not
they might have
exactly.
just got bored,
Exactly.
made up some stories.
Not much
Not much to
excitement
do.
going on.
I'm bored nowadays. What
However-
about then?
Whoa. However,
Whoa.
However, a man by the name of Peter Underwood, who had spent the majority of his life researching into paranormal activity, he met with the girls whilst investigating the house, and he stated that the girls were much travelled, intelligent and educated people. They weren't fools, and they certainly wouldn't allow themselves to make up stories to impress other people.
Yeah, because that's just weird.
I mean, yeah, but again, I think you're bored, and I think you just want
And
to make
maybe
up
this
a
guy, who is he?
Peter.
Peter.
Peter
Maybe
Underwood.
Peter. Does he love ghosts? Is he like one of them ghost lovers?
I mean,
He must do because he's on
investigating
this. Yeah, he's a ghost investigator. Yeah,
that. He wanted it. He wanted
he
them to have seen
wants people to have seen ghosts because he likes ghosts. He
Yeah.
loves
it. I bet he
ghosts.
makes bank from it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd
Making
say-
that $1, and I'm not being funny. He's obviously going to say they were well educated, they wouldn't have lied,
Mhm.
because that's like me protecting my sister from scandal. She won't lie, even though I know
That's
she
true.
has, because you want it to be true. So we'll cut that bit out because it's irrelevant. But like,
No, it's good.
that's just an example. Like, that's if love giraffes, yeah, and I really wish giraffes were orange, and someone said giraffes are orange because I saw an orange giraffe. And I'm like, well, yeah, I like orange giraffes, so she's right, she wouldn't lie, she definitely saw that orange giraffe, just because I want her to have.
It's just someone.
But no one else has seen an orange giraffe, have they? I'm going to get haunted tonight in my sleep just because I'm arguing so much that these girls probably lied.
I mean, they probably did.
Or maybe they didn't lie. Do you know what I mean? Because there's always that doubt.
To be fair, it is important to note though. Apparently, one of the sisters went up to talk to the figure, but it disappeared. It disappeared. So apparently, just vanished.
What? So you're just telling me?
Did all three? Like how many of them?
There were 4 of them.
And one of them went up. Who walks up to a figure? Oh look, there's a scary figure at the end of my garden. Let me just walk towards it.
I mean, maybe she just wanted to protect her other sisters.
I'd be using them as shields.
Shields.
Yeah.
Well, 10 years later, the supposed paranormal activity continued, with Eric Smith and his wife now living there. They both claimed that they heard voices, more footsteps, and bells ringing.
It was the neighbours.
I mean,
Yeah. But the houses aren't that close together, so.
Yeah, true. It looks like it's in a field sort of thing,
Yeah.
which it kind of was. It wasn't near anything. It was like near some bushes.
did you hear any footsteps when you were there? Apart from your own?
The people around me's footsteps, yes.
See, maybe that's what they heard.
When that was a bad vibe there. The church had a weird vibe, but you knew there was people around, and also it is a graveyard. When I was stood where the monastery used to be, that had a weird vibe. I don't know if it's because we knew the story about the nun, which we'll get onto, but that did have a weird vibe. But to be fair, we had just climbed through a bush and it was pitch black. But yeah, I got a weird vibe earlier. I thought someone was sat next to me, and they might be. There you go. No, I can feel someone there.
Okay, well,
That's nuts.
the wife of Eric Smith found something very unexpected wrapped in some brown paper packaging when she was cleaning out a cupboard.
Why brown paper? So,
Well, do we want to know what was in the
what
package?
was in the package?
It was the skull of a young girl.
Now,
Was it ever identified who that was?
I'm not sure.
but also,
Maybe they didn't care.
my point is, that means someone who used to be there got someone's skull somehow, wrapped it up in brown paper and put it in what?
Cupboard?
Or the
Put
ghost
it
did
in
it.
a cupboard.
Or
The ghost did not do that. Let's be real. Some weirdo wrapped up a girl's skull and put it in a cupboard.
I mean,
Are these the first owners that found this, or
second.
second owners? So, and did the first owners ever get arrested for a crime?
I
after
don't think
this?
so. What if one of the daughters died? Who knows?
You don't think that was the first owners that might have wrapped that skull up and put it in there?
I guess so.
It could have been.
The second owners wouldn't have been like, who last lived here? Because we've just found a skull in the cupboard. Like,
Maybe every single thing here is just like a cover up for them murdering someone and then putting their skull in a cupboard, just pretending it was ghosts, and then getting everyone else to lie, which is ghosts.
I feel like that's not a very
I mean,
successful. Maybe it is a successful
It is
way of
successful,
doing it
we
because
don't know.
nothing's happened. Who
Yeah.
done them? Who put that there? Who took that person's skull? Did they not do like a test on the skull to find out who it was?
They might have existed then.
Just
Oh yeah, back in the 1900s.
I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty. I think it's a pretty recent thing.
is it?
Like loads of DNA's.
Yeah, it's quite recent. I think it's probably
I mean-
a little around when we were born, maybe a few years before we were born. Possibly. I don't know. That's not something I know anything about.
Well, this incident did lead the couple to contacting a newspaper, which then led a man by the name of Harry Price to meet with the couple. And
Another
visit the
ghost
house.
lover who's gonna lie
Another
for them.
ghost
I'm
lover.
gonna get haunted tonight if I keep this out.
Harry Price was originally an engineer, but with the money of his rich wife, he was able to relax and further explore his interest in the paranormal. So he was
How
very
did she get her
interested.
money? This wife lie about orange giraffes.
Maybe. But allegedly, Harry experienced a multitude of so-called paranormal events, one being almost being hit by a flying candlestick. So,
And like we said earlier about this candlestick incident, if he loves ghosts, he might just go and throw a candlestick at himself.
maybe he got someone else to chuck one down.
I mean,
Yeah, it was just the excitement of it. Or maybe it didn't happen and you just said it did. Because
Yeah.
you don't need it to. You don't need to throw a candlestick at yourself if no one's watching.
I mean, but he also said that stones were thrown around. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Were the kids playing near the house throwing stones? I used to throw stones. Stones, yeah, but were the stones thrown in the house or outside of the house?
I'm not sure. It's a great question. Probably outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to read this part? 'Cause I don't know this one. I don't know how you say this one.
Oh.
But I want to know. Sorry, I want to know if he saw them fly across the air or he just heard a few stones. That's what I want to know.
I feel like he would have had. Well, again, he probably saw some stones and made up the story. He was like, oh, do you know what would be so great?
Some stones in the air.
Yeah.
Don't get much more wild than that.
I guess not.
Yeah. So who's this guy?
Eric Smith.
Eric Smith.
Oh no, Harry Price. sorry.
Harry Price. Eric Smith's the other guy.
He's
the
the
one.
one
Yeah.
He called up Harry Price. No, I don't think
It's a news post, I guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Then they left the house, the couple, and then the new homeowner, Loyal Forster, and his wife.
Not real.
Loyal.
And then the next homeowner was Lionel. See, I can say it earlier. But
Do you want to read it?
Lionel
Is
Forster.
it Lionel?
Lionel Forster and his wife then lived in the house. And then they experienced paranormal activities, such as things being thrown around,
Does it have any
Yeah.
dates?
sticks and stones, and apparently he heard bells.
There's a lot of bells around here.
And windows were shattered.
I want to. What about
And
church
windows were
bells?
shattered.
You don't think it was church bells?
I mean, it probably could have been. Although I think I saw something about them like stopping the bells. I don't know how you do that. But then after they ensured that the bells wouldn't ring or whatever, they still heard the bells. But someone
where
else might
were
just have a bell.
what? They went to the bell and just said, "Don't ring any more
They
bell."
probably just stopped it from ringing somehow.
Yeah, because you have to physically do it to remember.
And then they just carried on.
What if it
Or
was
the
just
ghost
the
probably
wind?
just undone it.
What if it was just the wind?
Does the wind have that much strength for a bell to
Yeah, sometimes.
It might, if it was just like a little, like a little, maybe it was the wind. If it was a proper.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's just. But the thing is with this place, they say it's one of the. The funny thing is, they say it was the most haunted house in England, is it? But I've heard more haunted stories of places in England. This is all stones were thrown, windows shattered,
I mean,
some bells rung, and like at the minute that's that. I saw a figure and it disappeared. But I've heard places in England where there's a lot more going on than that. People are seeing figures constantly. People are being touched by these ghosts.
That's
Has that
true.
happened here? Because why is it? I want to know specifically why is it the most haunted? If more
Yeah, I
stuff
don't
has
know why
happened
it
in other
is.
places in England.
I mean, allegedly though, his daughter got locked inside of a room with no key.
What
That's
Lionel's
a step
daughter?
up. Yeah, that's a step up from stones being thrown.
So she got locked inside a room.
Yeah.
How old was she? Or
No
not say?
idea.
And there was no key. So what do you mean with no key?
I don't know.
Was
Just
there a
apparently
lock
with
on
no
the
key.
door?
I don't know.
Or is
I don't
it
know.
just locked in a room where you can't even lock that door because there's no lock on that door?
I don't know, but apparently she got locked into a room. How that happened?
Did she have any siblings?
No, I don't think so. However, many suggest that the wife, after moving from London to the countryside, was very bored with her life. She didn't find much excitement. So-
don't blame her back in those days.
So
Read a book, go cook in the kitchen, you know what I mean?
But to find excitement,
Girls got to find excitement sometimes.
and I think she did that by exaggerating the paranormal activity that was going on. So maybe she locked her own daughter.
Yeah, shattered the window. Yeah,
Why
show
would-
some stuff.
So you're accusing this poor woman that was
No,
a bit
I'm not.
bored
I'm just
like
other
of
people
locking her daughter in
She-
a room.
Yeah, she was bored. She wanted some excitement, probably.
I get bored sometimes. I'm not going to go and lock someone in a
This
room.
was what, the 1900s? They had nothing. Apart from maybe like.
What? So, answer, we have nothing. We don't have phones. We have nothing. I'm going to go lock someone in a room.
Yeah. And they'd be like, oh my god,
That was
the
a
ghost,
ghost.
the ghost has got
The ghost.
my daughter.
It depends on the daughter's age though, because why would you do that to your daughter? Do it to your husband. He's the one that thinks you belong in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we don't know. We don't know that. No way.
When was it? The
in that.
1900s?
Maybe he was like really a really
Maybe he was
progressive man.
Yeah, maybe, but I doubt it.
Well,
I'm sorry, progressive men in this age. Soon we're about to hear a story where a nun gets buried in a wall for trying to have a bit of fun with her life.
I mean that's true. That's true. But like the other couples, he and his wife moved out of the house. And do you know who moved in next?
Who?
Harry Price, the man who
Oh.
loves the paranormal.
Harry Price, the one who'd earlier
Mhm.
investigated and talked to the 4 girls that lived there.
No, that was another man. He spoke to the couple. The couple, Eric Smith, I think.
Oh, so
They put something in the newspaper, and they wanted someone to come and
so
investigate.
he
what was
had
going on.
earlier been to the house and investigated, and
He
now
had,
he's
yeah.
moved in.
Now he's
I
in for
didn't know
a
that.
whole year. He's there for
Oh.
a year.
Okay.
And during this time, he made, I believe it was like other students, but he wanted a bigger investigation, so he brought people into the house to try and hear paranormal activity, see it.
what's going on, man.
And 2 of the people, they decided to.
I'd hire like fake ghosts as well, just to scare the students.
What, in the 1900s? Hire a fake ghost.
Yeah, I'll be like, Mum, Dad, get dressed up. The students coming over and we gotta
I
scare
don't know
them.
why you've gone American.
I don't know. That's what I imagine old people to sound like, but this is in Essex, I've got to remember that.
Well, apparently, they. Oh fuck, what did they do?
Sealed doors.
Apparently, they sealed a door to a room so that they knew no one would go in there and mess up their investigation. And on coming
And
back,
the cotton stuff as well.
yeah, I think that's what they used. Something cotton, I'm not quite sure.
In the walls. am I
No,
right?
in the door to the
Oh,
room.
okay, yeah.
So that when they came
If
back,
anything had been messed with,
yeah, they would know.
or
'cause-
walked through.
Yeah, they would know. But it hadn't been. The seal that they put was intact, but in the room there was markings on the wall. It said something, but they weren't sure what it read. But there were markings and scratchings in the wall.
Yeah. Wow. That's mortifying. But
Yeah. There were 48 people that he got to
Really?
assist him in the
48
investigation.
people.
48.
So if one of us gets killed, we all get killed together.
I mean, I guess so. That's a lot of people.
When was this investigation with the 48 people?
Not quite sure.
And you know the story with the nun, which we will get onto.
Yeah.
Was that before or after?
Well, we don't know who this nun is. It could have been. The daughters could have seen the nun because they said that it looked like a person praying. Their head was down.
So was
Or
so
that
the
could have
nun
been
could
the
have
man.
always been there.
Potentially.
So something. But when was it a monastery? This whole time?
I
Because
don't
people
know.
are living in there. People are living in there. That's what I don't
Yeah.
understand. But then
Well, I
there's a
thought it
story
was
about a nun. So is the story about the nun before people started living
Yeah, I
there?
think so.
Ah.
Maybe.
And if you think about it, it weren't that long ago. Like, it wasn't. Do you guys actually think it was long ago?
I think it was long ago, yeah, but if you put it in like
Put it
perspective
into
to other
perspective.
things, then no, it wasn't that long ago.
My grandparents, most of them, were born in the 1940s and 50s, and this burnt down in the 1939. And most of my grandparents are still alive.
Yeah,
So that's not that long ago if you think about it.
that's true.
And my grandparents are like literally early 70s, late 60s.
That's true.
So not that long ago when it was burnt down. And I just don't. Yeah. No, man.
Well, Harry Price, the man who did the investigation, though, then published his findings. So
Oh, so like So you know the carvings in the wall. Were there pictures took of them, or did they carve it out?
Well, I
or
think
what?
he just wrote about it and then published what he wrote.
But but I'm not going to believe you about your carvings unless you show me a picture of your carvings, mate.
A lot of people didn't believe him.
Or
They said
why
that-
did? Well, how long ago was this? Surely they had a camera by then. It might be a fat one, but
Bit expensive.
Did they have a camera?
cameras were invented, surely.
Well,
Like one cam.
one in the entire world.
Yeah, maybe it was too expensive. Yeah, but then if you were that desperate to prove your point to people, you'd carve the wall out. Like you get a knife.
Oh my god.
No, you'd be able to somehow preserve it if it was that.
Maybe they
If
did.
it was
We
majorly
just don't
that
know.
evidence. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, we haven't done like the biggest deep dive into this ever.
no, we're
So
kind of
there's a-
just.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of information that we're probably missing out.
So there is one ghost, most famous ghost for Borley Rectory that supposedly haunts the place, and the most cited ghost, I suppose.
Yeah.
The nun. Are we going to go into more into that? The nun? Is it a headless nun or just a nun?
Why would it be headless now?
Because I heard something about a headless nun, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
I mean, it doesn't say anything about her getting a head
I,
cut
s-
off,
I
but
bet it's something to do. I bet someone's mixed up the skull being found and the nun
Do you
story
think?
together, headless sort of
Maybe.
thing. But yeah, there's one ghost that haunts the place, that supposedly haunts the place, the most famous ghost known there, the nun.
So basically, what happened, Jen? A nun.
You sound sorry. The nun. So basically, what happened? Yeah.
A nun from the nearby nunnery fell in love with a monk, and then they tried to get married.
They tried to elope.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't going to happen.
that's what marriage is, babe.
Yeah, but they eloped.
What's hello?
They
When you
tried to
secretly.
elope.
No, it's when you secretly get married, I think. What the fuck is
They
elope?
tried to elope.
Yeah.
Succeeded.
They tried to secretly
I
get
don't know
married,
what
but they
eloping is
didn't
considered.
succeed in eloping.
It's just
Run-
like marrying really quick. It's like you
Elope-
don't plan out a massive marriage.
Elope is run
But
away.
it's marriagement.
Run away secretly in order to get married. They knew they couldn't be together.
It's
They
hurried.
tried to get married. They couldn't.
So this is a monk and a nun.
And they
Yeah.
were caught
So
out.
what are
before it
rules?
happened.
What are rules for monks and what are rules for nuns? Search it up back in this day. I want to know. So they weren't allowed to have any girlfriends or boyfriends.
Rules for months.
I assume they're not allowed any relationship.
No,
You
no.
have to be committed in your relationship to God.
So with monks and nuns, I'm pretty sure like they weren't allowed any funny
sexual
business.
relations.
No
They-
sexual relationships
Oh.
going on. No funny business.
No sexual relations. Eating only before midday, and
Oh,
refraining from gossip.
So is this for monks and nuns?
Yeah.
So yeah, this was not allowed. This cheeky monk and nun, they were getting together and they were not allowed to be doing this. This was like, imagine back in this time, and you're a monk and a nun, and you're trying to elope each other. It's not going to go well, because that is forbidden.
Yeah.
So if we carry on with the story, they tried to elope
They tried to elope.
and clearly failed as.
They were found trying to elope and sentenced to death.
What, did someone just find them running through a field holding hands?
Well, the monk was sent to a gallows in the monastery. Don't really know what that is. But
Wait, how?
so the monk's fine. I'd assume he
So
probably lived out his life.
So
Really?
the nun?
I think he was just sent into like I don't know, like a little
What is-
like a little cell. And
So-
then
So
the
the nun
nun,
got
she was in the walls.
buried alive in a wall, while the monk's just like, here you go, here's a prison cell, but you can stay alive. Yet the woman gets buried alive in a wall. I told you, these men think women belong in the kitchen. They think women belong in the walls.
Well, the
That's
nun's put in
nuts.
the wall.
Yeah. So
The nun. What about the monk?
He was put in a like
It's
I'm
in a
guessing it's
room.
like the underneath the monastery.
I think it's a form of hanging.
Oh. Oh.
Gallows can
Oh,
take
it's looking
several
like
forms.
Oh,
The
okay, no.
simplest form
Yeah,
resembles.
don't want to be cancelled.
I think
we-
he was hanged.
Yeah, the monk was hanged. Hanged? Hanged. So we'll cut that bit out where I say that the...
No, I think we should keep that in.
What? Sorry, cancelled. Where I say that the nun got it really bad and the monk got it amazing. No, we cut that out.
I think we keep that
Cut
in.
that out. I was just trying to stand up for women's rights. I wasn't trying to get cancelled. I didn't know the monk got hanged. So yes, basically, both of them got as bad as each other. Just to clear that one up. Didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says that the most significant reports of this nun comes from Eric Smith and his wife. So the footsteps that they would have heard were probably the nun.
Yeah.
So the person haunting this place is a nun. Is this nun who just wanted
she's looking
to
for
get
the
with
monk.
her man?
So,
Yeah.
so the nun, that's a really sad story actually, if you think about it. Because this is a nun and a monk that were in love. They're normal people. I mean, don't be a nun if you want to be in a relationship, and don't be a monk if you want to be in a relationship. But still, they were normal people and they wanted to be together, obviously against their rules. And they got caught and they both got killed basically brutally. The monk got hung by the looks of things,
Do you think?
and supposedly the nun was buried in the wall. All of that just
Which is
because
crazy.
they wanted to elope.
That's crazy.
That's
How do
sad.
you put someone in the wall?
So really, all of these hauntings, it's all a bit of fun for us and everyone.
Such
Really, this could actually be this nun that got buried in the walls and was alone until she basically died in the wall.
Yeah, tortured to death. Deteriorated.
And she's probably just trying to live
Why are
her.
you laughing at them like that?
It's just not serious. It got so creepy.
Well,
No, but that's sad,
about
isn't it?
people being
So
harmed.
the
No, it is
nun-
really sad.
Is probably haunting the place, but really, yeah, it's all about maybe she's getting revenge on humans because they're the ones who buried her in a wall.
Maybe.
I hate you all because you buried me in a wall. Fair enough, Queen. I'd be pretty mad at humans if they buried me in a wall. So honestly, fair enough.
Fair enough. Fair play to her.
Like
I'd
slay.
do the same if it happened to me.
Yeah,
I'd
like
haunt the place.
if
Yeah.
someone,
Fair enough.
yeah, you'd haunt the place. If not, I'd probably be. I'm scared of my own shadow. Like I'm genuinely scared of myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I get scared. Not in like a, but like I get scared that my face is gonna move in the mirror. But
Oh,
not.
I get scared about that too.
So like I'm kind of scared of my own shadow. I hate being alone, and when I am alone, I'm constantly scared. So if I were to be a ghost haunting the place, I'd be scared of myself. And I'd be like, oh no, don't do that. It's creepy. You're scaring yourself.
Well,
Which is off topic.
well, you can't go to the house anymore because in 1939 the house was burnt to the ground. It was then left in ruins until 1944 when it was demolished. So you can't go there anymore. It's not there. All the spirits have gone into the wild, they're free.
Or do they still roam the grounds?
Probably
Because
went into the
spirits. Also, something about spirits is when houses have changed over years and floors used to be lower or higher, spirits, you might hear knocking, yeah, but really the floor for them is lower than where it is for us, apparently. That's what I've heard. Because the floor might have been changed or the house might have been redone. So you might hear knocking and think, well, it's not on this floor because it could be under or higher on an invisible floor that's only for the ghosts because they lived in the house when it was different. That's what I've heard on a lot of YouTube videos, but obviously it's just a theory.
I mean, I suppose. But allegedly, a woman witnessed a figure of a nun standing in a window during the fire.
So someone was just stood there, oh, it's on fire, let me just watch the windows.
What else are they going to do?
I don't know, run away, get away from
They were probably just watching it burn. Saw the nun.
Yeah, oh, so that's really weird actually. Imagine like your home is burnt, is the woman that lived there. Imagine your home's burning down, yeah, and you're like, shit, get out. And then you run
I don't
away.
think it was her home.
Well, anyway, imagine you see a house burning. You run away from the house and you try to stay away. And then you're looking at it burn down because it's been like, oh, that's a shame, it's burning down. And in the windows, you can see all the flames going up and you can just see someone stood out the window looking, and it's the nun.
Well, I mean, I hope she said something in case that was an
You
actual
don't
person.
think she... Oh no, that's a bit silly theory.
What was your
I was going to say, like, imagine the nun somehow done that, like the ghost, just as revenge. Like,
Well, I
you know,
think-
villain era sort of vibes.
I think the fire happened because a man who was living there,
Oh, yeah, what's the cause?
an oil lamp, I guess he not
That's what
crying
you
or
thought we
spilled
were going to be
something.
using when we went and explored.
But what are our beliefs now? Do we think that this place is actually haunted by this nun, perchance?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you, or are you just saying that because you don't want to get haunted by the ghosts?
No, I mean there's so many stories. It's not like one person. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. It's like there's
True,
loads.
there's so many
There is
different
a lot.
people.
Yeah, when I went there, I'm really interested about the where it specifically is, because when I went there and supposedly went to the location where the monastery was knocked down,
Right.
if was it a monastery?
Well, this is just a
The-
house that I think
The
was built-
rectory, whatever,
Yeah.
was knocked down. If I was in the right location, I was stood on a load of bricks on the floor. Obviously nothing was up, it was all just loads of bricks on the floor, but apparently there's nothing there. But I was stood on loads of bricks, so unless they're just loads of bricks on the floor, or unless I was in the wrong bit. But no, I got a weird vibe. But you're gonna get a weird vibe when you're stood, when you've gone somewhere specifically because it's a haunted location, it's dark, you've took ghost equipment and you're expecting to see some scary stuff. Of course you're gonna be scared, and of course you're gonna have a weird vibe. Because we're not there right now, and I have a weird vibe just because we're talking about something scary,
Yeah.
and we're in the dark.
So do you think that it's haunted?
Yes.
You do.
Yes. Yes. I mean, other things, if you said, do you believe in ghosts, I'd be on the middle, but I'd say yes to protect my own back at night time. But with this, why would it not be? Why would people just be saying, because people would be saying stories about every single house. But no, it's
True.
only about specific houses, which means these houses have got to have something about them, because something's up. Because we're not telling this story about every single building. We don't come into college and say a window
Yeah.
smashed, stones were
Well, there
thrown,
has to be something.
unless it's teenagers.
Every couple who lived there,
Yeah.
every person, they experienced something. Whether it was them hearing footsteps, them hearing the bell, or something more severe like stones being thrown. Everyone experienced something. But could that have been just, the previous owners, they thought it was haunted. Oh, now I'm on edge living here, so I'm going to take everything as paranormal activity.
I guess you'll never really know unless you see it yourself.
Because I think if something creepy happened to me, I'd immediately be like,
Go where?
what, go where?
She just told me to go.
You
Go.
don't really know, go.
What were you saying?
I can't remember. If something happened to me that was creepy, I'd immediately assume, great, there's a ghost here. And then any creak I heard, or anything that happened, even if it was the wind making a noise, I'd assume, great, that's the ghost. Just because one thing happened, then every other noise, I'd be then scared. And it's probably noises I've never even noticed before. I'd be then scared just because one creepy thing happened.
Yeah.
So it could just be your mind playing tricks on you, and you're noticing your surroundings way more than you used to, just
I
because
think-
one scary thing
I
happened.
think when one thing happens, you're kind of expecting more to happen.
So you wait for it, and you kind of I've forgotten the word. You kind of like yeah. I can't remember the word.
But you think it is haunted.
Well, I mean, I think any place where someone's died is haunted, because I mean, if
Really?
someone's died there, you never know, they
Yeah.
could be haunting the place.
What do you think?
I mean, I think I find it really hard to believe in ghosts sometimes, right? I like the idea of it. I like feeling like spooky.
So you
I do. But it's just like there's so many instances. Footsteps. You hear footsteps.
You
all
don't
the
think
time.
that's what the girls said when they were making up the story of the figure? I
wanna be
I
spooky.
like feeling spooky.
Let's
Let's
pretend
just
we saw
pretend we
someone.
saw a figure.
But the thing is, if one person says something, I feel like it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah,
if
because
one
you
of them-
start, like, if I went to my dad's, for example, and he was like, I saw a figure on the field, and then I'm going to go there expecting to see
Yeah.
that, so my mind's going to immediately get there and be searching for anything I see
Yeah.
that's any sign of it, even if it was like a weird footprint in the grass. Do you know what I mean? I'll be searching for any sign.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard a whistle, probably a bird, but I'd think it's the guy he saw. Do you know what I mean? You'd just be kind of anticipating it. Anticipating it, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to believe in ghosts, but then also at the same time I don't want to be affected negatively if ghosts are real. That's the thing. You can want to believe in ghosts, also if ghosts are real and if some of them are dangerous, like what they call poltergeists, then geists? Poltergeists, you don't really want to. You can say, "Oh, I want to believe in ghosts," but it seems there's a more negative side to ghosts if they are real, and if you want to believe in them, that's cool. But imagine they are real and then they actually start to really affect your life and haunt you.
Yeah, I'm sure they've drove some people crazy.
Exactly. Honestly, if I moved into a house and any of this happened, I'd
I'm
be
gone.
moving straight out. What about you guys?
I'm gone.
I'd move out if there was a spider in the bath, let alone a human that was dead.
I mean, why would you move into a place if you've heard stories about it? being
Yeah, and also
really
it looked like that anyway. It looked scary anyway, to be honest. Yeah. Any personal experiences with ghosts, guys?
Never. I've never seen
Have you
ghosts.
ever heard anything? Have you ever had a family member or a friend tell you they've seen it, or had any weird experiences?
I haven't.
No.
No.
Do you ever get scared if you're alone at home
Yeah.
and you think there's a ghost maybe, or you hear movement?
Yeah. But then I'm always like, oh, whatever. It's probably not real.
The airing cupboard.
Probably.
No. Yeah, I've got a few people in my life that say they've experienced stuff. And when I've gone to Borley Rectory, I feel like I've just told you this story so many times. Where's it?
The necklace. No, that's a good story.
Yeah.
That's a
When
good
I went to
story.
Borley Rectory, now to be honest, I don't think it was a ghost. I just think it was a mess up. We had some equipment, I don't know what it's called, we might have to Google that. It's like a weird radio that says loads of different words, so you ask it questions and talk to it, and it will constantly be going,
Like a ghost translator.
yeah, it will constantly be going radio, cake, college, light, camera. It just keeps, but it says it in different voices, so a man will say something, a woman will say something, a child will say something. It's all muffled, and you kind of just, so I said to my mate, because I kept feeling like a little tug. That could have been explained by anything. It could have been the wind, my necklace could have been caught on my coat, anything. But I did look down and I kept checking and I could pick it up and it was all fine. But I kept feeling just and just silence. And I said to my mate, oh my god, I keep feeling tugging on my necklace. And as soon as I said that, the little radio thing went, necklace.
That's disgusting. Terrifyingly disgusting. Not as in.
Yeah, and I'm immediately
Yeah.
and give it to her mum and she puts it in her handbag, bless her. But
Was her handbag tugging?
Then I didn't ask her. But that could have been anything. I will tell you the reasonable explanations for that. For the necklace tugging, it could have been wind, jacket caught on it, something caught on it, anything. The radio thing, the people there were like, oh my god, that's so scary, let's leave. But when I told people the story after, it didn't sound as scary as they weren't there.
Yeah.
And I think my mum said to me, are you sure it didn't just hear its surroundings?
Yeah.
And are you sure the radio didn't hear its surroundings and just pick up on the words around it and repeat some words? Because I had said necklace.
I mean, maybe.
And it could have. So they're the explanations for it. But if you don't believe any of them, what do you believe? Do you think that was a ghost? There's explanations for it, but we'll never know.
I mean, how the tug, right? How, like, was it hard?
Well, how do you want me to show you? Like, I just felt like, because I could,
And it was multiple.
like it was like, so you know your necklace goes around the back of your neck?
Yeah.
It would be like, yeah, like multiple. Like it wasn't just a,
So
like it was going on for a few minutes, and then, you know when you're kind of, you're not noticing something, but then you're all of a sudden like, hang on, this has happened a few times and I hadn't
Yeah.
even really thought about it.
maybe the nun just wanted it. She liked to look at it and was trying to get it off.
Yeah, but while this was like, we weren't even stood on where the remainings of the thing were, the rectory were. We were actually at the church at this point, we were near the church, which is across the road.
Maybe she lives in the church. I mean,
Yeah, she
I don't know if there's any stories about the church actually being haunted. All I know is that it's near the place and people do explore the church as well.
yeah.
But did you see any stories about the church?
I mean, I'm not sure. I feel like churches in general are kind of sometimes scary places.
Do you guys enjoy horror movies?
You don't.
Neither.
I like some.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you sleep at night after watching them?
Yeah. I mean, if it's a film, it's different because that's made up.
With a
Right.
scary movie, do you have do you need to have people with you when watching it, or you can watch it alone and you're fine?
I can watch them alone.
That's
No,
weird.
because
That's weird. That's not normal behaviour.
No,
You'd get along well with a nun.
no, because when you're watching a film, you know that it's made up, right? If you're watching a film about ghosts,
But it's still
It's still scary. Like,
yeah, but it's like, oh, they have someone behind the camera throwing something. They have props, whatever, that are gonna move.
Yeah,
It's
but why are you thinking about that one?
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking, right, this is rare when it's going to happen in my house if you watch a movie. But also, after I've watched something scary, whether it's based on a real story or not,
Yeah.
I feel like I've got this thing, like a scary hangover. I've got this feeling. So you know,
Scary.
say you've watched a scary thing. After it, do you feel scared for a while and you have to kind of adjust again, go into the toilet and stuff? Because I do.
I mean, it depends.
I'll be wary for a few hours and then I'll have to like.
I mean, it's always playing in my head, like, oh, what if I just watch something about ghosts, I'm like, oh, what if there's one living right now?
Because with me, I feel like a weird vibe after watching stuff like that. A weird depressing vibe, a scared vibe. Same with like when I visited Borley Rectory.
Yeah.
Like I've watched YouTubers before that visit ghost places, and they say they call it like a ghost hangover. After they've done an investigation at a place, for about 3 days after that, they have this weird vibe in them, and they kind of have to shake it off because they're a bit scared. And I feel like I get that after watching scary movies, but not only that, I got that feeling after leaving Borley Rectory. And I dreamt about it that night, I'm pretty sure. Dreamt about something weird that night.
An alarm went off.
Oh,
So it was a lot.
no. I'm actually scared.
It was pretty spooky.
Yeah. So, do you like watch ghost videos and stuff?
I used to love watching them when I was younger. Now, not so much.
And why is that? Is it just because you just don't?
I think because when I was younger, I was obviously more like,
You're the type of person to watch those Santa videos. Santa Claus Campbell.
I used to love those.
I watched the bloody Killer Clown ones.
Oh my god, I used to
Where
love
they used
those.
to go like, yeah.
I used to love driving around late at night with my mum because I'd hope one would like come
That's
out.
disgusting.
Wait, what? No, that's disgusting.
I was
agree.
scared to go to school because of the clown.
Yeah, see, that happened, like, that was 2016, yeah? Like, that whole big thing about it. It literally started the day before my birthday, and then when I went into school on my birthday that day, all the boys were going, be careful, the killer clowns are about. And, like, we told the teacher, me and my friend, and we were like, they're scaring us. Yeah.
I thought they were going to come to my school. That's kind of weird.
Because people, like, teenagers were, like, dressing up as them as well, to try and scare kids. And that was around Halloween.
Yeah.
It was. That scared me. I can't believe you wanted to see one.
I don't play with clowns.
Yeah, no, I hate that shit.
Well, ghosts.
You wanted to see a clown or a ghost?
Well, no, but like,
You can't really see a ghost, can you? It's not.
Yeah, but some people spotted the nun. You can see some ghosts.
I guess.
like an outline.
I
or
feel like there's such like a I don't know what the word is, but when you think of ghost, you always think of one specific thing. But do you think that it's more like varied? There's different types of ghosts. And
Yeah.
Like aliens.
aliens aren't
are
ghosts. Aliens are separate.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that there's probably loads of different types of aliens.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no, I
true.
see what you mean now.
Yeah.
I thought you meant alien was
Yeah.
one of the types of ghosts. Oh, they're a bit far fetched. You know, I think I wouldn't be able to go into like are they called rabbit hole, wormhole of stuff like that?
Yeah, rabbit hole.
Because
You don't find it interesting?
no, I do find it interesting, but I also find it terrifying.
Uh-oh. Do you hear that?
Yeah, but at least it's
That's really scary.
over there near the door.
Yeah, but it sounded like it was coming towards us.
You need to stop.
Sorry.
But no, like I find it interesting, but I wouldn't be able to sleep if I let myself watch stuff like that.
Really?
No, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
I watched one, like a couple of seconds of, what is it, like, Blair, like the mansion thing. It's on Netflix. I watched 1 second of it, saw the bent neck lady, that's it. I
Oh
was
no,
like-
no, that's done. Yeah, no.
And I keep on seeing her. I went to sleep that night, saw her face when I was about to fall asleep, and I played the game.
You saw her face like what? Like with your eyes shut or with your eyes open?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, that's a bit relieving.
I thought like when I was going to turn my head, she was going to be there.
Yeah, nah,
I get like that when I'm sleeping. Sometimes I don't want to open my eyes in case there's like a ghost right there watching me.
yes, I'm like
Really
keep your eyes
scary.
shut, but then I'm thinking, what if you
I'm
touch
so
your
hard.
face?
Do you think a ghost would attack? Has anyone been attacked by a ghost? Is that like a thing?
100% yeah.
Yeah, that's happened. Like people have been picked
Okay,
up
well.
by ghosts on their beds.
Oh my god.
No, genuinely look.
You're so unfunny.
It wasn't meant to be funny. It was meant to be scary.
I still look. No, but
Nah, that needs to stop now.
there's
Do you not think Bill's in here just like playing with us?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's like, you know, the Conjuring movie. The Conjuring.
Yes.
I've never watched it, but obviously that's based on a real story.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's
You did it.
Oh, no,
the
I didn't know
Conjuring
that.
twins.
Sorry, I
all
didn't
the
know
all
that.
the people are real, yeah.
Get your fucking talk. You put it in that corner. I swear.
Can you see what's over there? Because I
Nothing.
heard a footstep.
No,
There's
I'm gonna
nothing.
shit myself.
It's tracking the face above you though.
Fuck off!
Is it actually?
Doing?
Oh.
No, it wasn't.
Oh! That's,
You've got to keep that in the actual YouTube video. That's so
no,
funny.
there's a scary noise coming from over there, and I'm really
There's
scared
nothing
right
there.
now.
Just turn the light on.
It's the other class.
Oh.
What were we gonna say? Yeah,
Let me tell you, if something jumps out right now, I hope it gets you first.
I hope it does too.
Conjuring is a real story, guys.
That did nothing.
Well, sorry, I don't have a strong flashlight. What do you want from me?
No, yeah, there's nothing there.
Oh.
Slender Man.
I saw the shadow of the light, it really scared me.
Yeah, no, that's shiny.
It's called a reflection.
Right, are we done?
Guys, no, we're not done.
Sorry,
I
you want
anxious
to talk
now.
about something?
turn that off.
You've even put your feet up on the.
Yeah, because I'm scared we're going to grab it.
Oh my god, you want to smash the bottom of my phone?
Oh, so I hate thinking about that. You know
We're
when
not
I've
going to
seen
be able to get it.
Stop
seen
it.
Killing Eve?
You're
that
scaring
that
me.
really scared.
Come on.
Guys,
Okay.
I think I need to leave this room.
No, give
No, because we need to do an outro.
Why did you get scared?
Conjuring.
When did you want
need to leave the room. Why'd you get scared?
What did you want to say?
I'll be sorry if I'm sweating.
Conjuring is a real story. You know, like the investigators in it that they got to go to the house. They're real people that like that actually happened. All of that happened apparently. I think there's a few twists to the story. he likes to stand up.
Okay.
But
Legs hurt.
oh no, it actually happened. There's a few twists to the story, but that is based off of a real story. So that was my example of ghosts actually attacking people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was my
I don't
example
like to
of
think
that.
about that.
Oh, yeah, because I forgot about possessions as well, like people being possessed by ghosts.
Exactly, and that's what I meant
Well, I
when
think
when I
we-
said bring a ghost home with me. I meant in me. No, possessed, like, you know, took over your body. No, don't be rude.
How would you know? Because I
I'm
thought I
not-
have imposter syndrome, so who knows?
True. That's actually a
I feel like that.
weird way to think about it. A title for a podcast, imposter syndrome and possession.
Yeah.
Talk-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I thought it was gonna be like exploring.
Yeah, no, that was
No,
just
no,
another
we're not
idea
talking
for another
about
time.
that, so we're not talking
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
just
Oh,
stop.
sorry.
You
Yeah.
need to stop. You're not gonna look at that.
It's a clickbaity title.
I can't see you.
Oh,
I
you're
can
there.
see him. It's a clickbaity title.
Yeah. Outro.
Yeah, outro. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Let me just. I'm shining my light so I can see.
Wait. Yeah, we didn't do an outro. We didn't do an outro.
I'm trying to like see you.
This is burning me. This light is burning me. Guys, what's happening?
It's nothing in that corner. Or is there?
No, but can we all? We heard something coming from that
Yes.
corner.
Yes, it's
That was really scary.
that door shutting.
No, I don't think it was because we heard it, and then like 20 minutes later it happened again. We need to do an outro.
Thank you for watching. Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys so much for watching the
For
podcast.
listening.
And for listening, for
Listening,
the
watching.
listeners. Because people are going to be watching.
Really?
Yeah, on YouTube.
If you were
We're
wa-
getting film right now.
if you were watching this podcast, let us know if you saw a ghost behind us.
Yeah, let us know
If
if
you're
there was a
listening-
ghost stood behind
Don't
her.
say if there was a ghost behind us.
Yeah, no, tell us. Because we're going to be editing this anyway, so we're all going to see whether there was a ghost behind us. Okay.
But thank you for listening.
Yeah, no, cheers.
That's it.
Like and subscribe.